Hello and welcome to Reddit on Reddit, the internet's auditory version of Reddit. I'm Nelson Allingham, joined by Michael Campbell.
Nelson, do you know what a difference a little bit of sunshine makes to my outlook on the world? Last week I said that this is the first week that lockdown was starting to get to me, and we even had some people on the Discord. They took a break from bullying me and suggested like some things to help and whatnot. But it's been sunny this week. I'm feeling better, just in time for our lockdown to be extended.
Yeah. It is funny how much the sunshine changes your mood a lot. Yeah. I've been going on walks pretty consistently, but it's so different when you actually walk out in the sun. Yeah, it's quite nice. I think you've had an effect from last week by saying that you are so upset. God has smiled down upon you, Cambo.
Oh my God. And we shouldn't have said all those bad things about him in our podcast for now literally hundreds of episodes.
I know. I've only now just realized he exists, but I'm obviously going to hell from all my atheist thoughts. So.
But get ready for
how quickly do you reckon I could turn that around? What do I have to do?
It depends what religion you subscribe to. I know Catholic is big on the forgiveness thing, so maybe you can ride that forgiveness train.
Okay, just say sorry. Oh, you know what? I'm sorry.
Yeah. I'll save it to your deathbed.
Oh, yeah, okay. Because that would just be an all-encompassing sorry.
Yeah. Isn't that what last... I mean, I don't know too well, but isn't that what last rites are meant to be? Like your last rite to kind of ask for forgiveness and get into heaven, and you have the priest come to your bed. You just make sure you do it like a couple of hours before to be like, you're in for quite a ride here.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm just going to say sorry. I want to say sorry as like the very last split-second thing I do, because God knows that I would, even if I had 2 hours to spare in my life, I might do something sacrilegious. So it needs to be right at the last second.
You get the priest over. You're like, I'm sorry for everything I've done in my life. Does that make the dickhead happy? And he's like, oh, yeah, exactly. Sacrilegious again.
I've screwed it up. Maybe, though, to cover other gods, I know back in the day, a virgin sacrifice was appreciated. Mm-hmm. Should I...
Kill yourself.
Yeah, obviously. Gotcha. That'd be the easiest way to do it, I guess. Yeah. But, okay, good things to consider.
Do you think that, I know that this is going to get real dark real quick, but suicide is a mortal sin. Go to hell, but you go to hell it was actually a virgin sacrifice. Like, oh, but we like those. All right, back up to heaven.
Yeah. They're like, oh, that's you found the loophole.
Yeah. And purgatory somewhere in between.
Yeah. Send me back down to earth. That's where I'd end up being. But anyway, Kemba, I think we should get into it. Probably.
You don't want more divisive religion talk?
Because
we have discovered, by the way, that there are people that listen to the show that are quite religious, and we do often wonder how we come off.
Well, one of our, I would say, loyal, dedicated listeners and writer-inners, Hazim, is religious, and we...
to that, we can only apologize, but we are not going to stop.
I think what happens is he prays for our sins in his own religion as a way to kind of cleanse the fact that he listens to our podcast.
That would actually be good if any of our religious listeners, because we love everyone that listens, regardless of your religion, or if you have it or if you don't, we accept it all. But if you do have a religion, if you could go ahead and pray for forgiveness on our behalf, that would be good.
Yeah. Actually, this is the real loophole. This is we don't even have to do anything.
Yeah,
sure, we could pray for our own forgiveness. That's one person doing one bit of forgiveness.
Yeah.
We even have multiple people praying for our forgiveness.
Could you imagine we get to the gates of heaven and our reputation is such they're like, man, a lot of people will pray for you.
Yeah.
You're very well known up here.
You guys get a free unicorn on your way in. That'd be great. That'd be great.
You do know. Okay, we will get into Reddit very soon. But you do know that if we were to go to hell, and let's be honest, it's likely with all the things that we've been saying. We're going to get down there and be like, why does this look like a regular room? And then the devil's going to be like, well, you're just going to have to record the podcast non-stop forever.
Yeah, it is hell. As far as I know, I'm living in hell right now.
On that note, shall we start the podcast?
Oh, I suppose so. Okay, this first Reddit on Reddit, I got two for one, Cambo. They're in different subreddits.
Oh my god!
But they were by a good friend, Makita 2. And there's a similar theme. Mm-hmm. So
Makita 2, is this the one that doesn't always stick the landing?
Yeah, I would say consistently so. Do you know what I've started to do now? You know, in Reddit, it's kind of this. It's almost like a meme that you can actually follow people. Because it's like, why would you ever want to follow people on Reddit? But I found the one person that I want to follow, so I've followed them, and I guess it just comes up on my feed more regularly if he posts. I don't even know if it's a guy. It could be a girl. I have zero idea. Anyway, actually, maybe not after this one. It probably is a guy. I can't think of it. Anyway, so the first one was in the subreddit, Would You Take the Deal? Mm-hmm. It said, would you take the deal? Every Jessica, Jennifer, and Sarah in the world will be extremely attracted to you if within eyesight of them. But every Amanda, Megan, and Brittany will despise you and try to fight you.
I mean, immediately that loses us one listener that we know of.
Yes, that is true.
We cannot afford to be hemorrhaging listeners right now, Nelson.
But we could get all the Jessicas, Jennifers, and Sarahs. We need to think about net gain here, okay? Because what's more popular names? Jessica, Jennifer, and Sarah, or Amanda, Megan, and Brittany?
I
reckon Brittany's probably pretty up there. From Britney Spears, there's got to be like, you know, in her heyday, there would have been a lot of babies called Britney, I'm sure.
Yeah, like around the late 90s, early 2000s, a lot of babies probably being named after Britney Spears. That's right in the age demo for this podcast. So
I
see what you're saying.
But there's like Jennifer Lawrence, you know, done pretty well for herself. She's a good one.
Importantly
so
for you, Nelson, Sarah.
Oh, obviously, I'm taking this deal straight away.
Well, here's the thing. I would advise you to take it. For me, there's no... Apart from, like, converting listeners, which obviously is number one priority in our lives, even though we hate doing the podcast.
Yeah.
For you, there's benefit. One, because Sarah Michelle Gellar, if you ever were to meet her in person, she'll be extremely attracted to you.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I'm already in a relationship. The woman I'm in a relationship with, none of these names. So it's not like there's any kind of benefit for me doing this. But for you, as your legal counsel, I would advise you to take this deal.
Here's the thing. Thank you. I appreciate that. I definitely would, obviously. And I do like the idea that that Sarah Michelle Gellar has to see me, though.
Yeah. I love the mission is just to get in front of it. That's all
exactly.
you have to do. Somehow, just get in front of it.
Like, it might be extremely difficult.
You know what? Once the world returns to some form of normalcy, she must do conventions every now and then, right?
No, I think she traditionally doesn't.
She's a tough cookie.
I think she avoids them because of the nerds like me, Cambo.
Does eyesight... Does it count for, like, FaceTime calls? Because you could still go to a Buffy convention, sidle up to one of our castmates. Probably the one that needs the money most. I'm not sure who in the cast probably needs the money most, but go to whoever you think is probably struggling. Go, I'll give you $200 to FaceTime Sarah Michelle Gellar right now. Put her on with me.
That's pretty good. In fact, if she's ever worked with a cast member named Jessica or Jennifer, that would be even better.
Yeah.
They'd be really into that.
Would a picture of you work? If you could keep mailing pictures of yourself to Sarah Michelle Gellar, does she just need to lock eyes with your picture and therefore eyesight? And then she'll seek you out.
If I commit enough horrendous murders, my mugshot will be all over the news. People won't be able to avoid me.
Yeah.
So
then come the conjugal visits, Nelson.
Yeah. Or like, man deliberately spreads COVID to old people's homes around Australia. That's going to spread, Cambo. That news is going to spread.
But here's the thing. You need to excuse the word here, but you need to penetrate the US news cycle. And I don't know whether coronavirus cases in nursing homes in Melbourne is anything any American would ever give a fuck about when you've got so much crazy going on in that country already.
Yeah, that's true. I need to do something really, you know what's a good one? Gets a lot of attention, goes very viral, Cambo. People will often post, like, the face of Jesus in their toast or something like that. What if mine is, like, Donald Trump at the moment? You know? I find some sort of, like, oh, my God, this plant looks exactly like Donald Trump. And then it's me next to it pointing to the plant like, oh, my God, can you see this?
I get what you're saying. Like, something viral that you're also included in. And the benefit being that, and I think you need to be looking into the camera because she needs to catch eyes with you. So like, as long, like, if you're looking down or like that, it might not work. So the benefit of this is that Sarah might see the post and become quite attracted to you, extremely attracted to you, in fact.
Yeah.
The downside is that to a whole subset of the American community who already see Donald Trump as some kind of God figure, you are then reiterating that, being like, here's an actual miracle with Donald Trump's face. So it depends whether you think that the consequences are worth the gain. Okay,
what about this? Oh my God, this actually happened on Reddit this week. I kid you not. It's kind of funny that our conversation has reached this point. There was somebody that I think sculpted Trump's face out of manure. And I was going to be like, oh, I could just do that. It's already been done.
do you think... Okay, harder to go viral, but more in Sarah Michelle Gellar's personal interest is if something is like this plant or this pumpkin or whatever looks exactly like Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but, straight to the source.
Yeah, but I think because it's less likely to go viral, is that then less likely to actually go across her desk, as it were.
Yeah, that's true. The funny thing is I'm so infatuated and in love with Sarah Michelle Gellar, but I have zero idea of her interests and how to contact her. I'd meet her and I'd be like, hey, remember when you were on Buffy?
Remember those Scooby-Doo movies? Yeah, I remember them. Yeah. Oh, they're not my favorite, I'll be honest.
Yeah. More about, the Buffy, obviously. She's like, yeah.
I've heard Joss Whedon's a dick. Is that true, or what's going on there?
Yeah. Maybe that's it. I'll just spread a rumor about Joss Whedon. But I need to get my face in.
Yeah.
That's the problem. Do you know, this is what I like about it, though, as well, because obviously part of the problem is Sarah Michelle Gellar, bummer, she's married. But I like the idea that whatever force this is, that when I take the deal, this happens, is that, like, I could go up and just, like, punch her husband.
Yeah.
And then he would be like, oh, my God, you arsehole. And she's like, oh, well, he's pretty, like, I kind of like him.
Yeah.
You know, he's actually a very attractive man. And then that would cause a huge divide, you know. Just every now and again, just to break up the marriage, I'd go over and I'd just punch him in the face. And he'd be like, that guy punched me in the face again. She's like, yeah, but he's really attractive. I quite like him.
Well, this is the thing, right, is we're going on the assumption she's willing to uproot her life for an attractive man. But if you were to think about this logically, for instance, there's an actress called Ana de Armas. And every time I see her, I'm like, oh, man, she's gorgeous. She's so good looking. Oh, well, and I continue with my day. And I think it's fair to say I find her extremely attractive, but that doesn't matter because, it doesn't mean that I'm going to uproot my life and try everything I can to be with her.
No. Here's the difference, though, because that's unattainable. And look, I don't want to put you on the spot here. I know your girlfriend Stacey listens, but let's be honest. If she walked up to your house and punched Stacey in the face and said, "Campbell, I love you," I mean, you'd leave with her.
I'd be torn.
Yeah. I mean, I know. You winked, obviously. But, but in fact, you did say earlier, Camber, that you're in a relationship, so there's no benefit to you. But I always like, the idea, and I think you are in a good relationship with Stacey. You guys have a pretty solid relationship. But
until she hears about Ana de Armas punching her out and then me leaving with her.
Yeah, that might cause a fight later.
Yeah. But I imagine sometimes she walks in with headphones on, looking at me holding her phone, and I'll be like, "What?" She's like, "You said enter blank here, like a offensive thing I've said or whatever. So I imagine one of those moments coming.
Yeah, it's about to happen. Yeah. Can you try and take a photo of that moment?
Okay.
Post it to our subreddit. But see, I think I like the idea that you have the power if you know that like a certain percentage of women are just extremely attracted to you. I'm not saying that your relationship is bad at the moment, but you could always use this as a bargaining chip. Like, well, I mean, I don't have to be here. We do know all Jessicas, Jennifers, and Sarahs are attracted to me.
Well,
so.
Maybe it's just a confidence booster. Like, for instance, you and I both know of quite a high power executive that is very handsome.
Yes.
Like ridiculously good looking. And I'm sure everyone's wondered, like, I wonder what it's like just to walk around knowing.
Yeah.
There's a certain, like a huge percentage of people are just like very attractive.
Yeah. And the thing is, like, guys and girls.
Yeah.
Like, this is a guy, and he is incredibly
There's
attractive.
a photo of this executive. He had his photo taken with Hugh Jackman. And I remember thinking, I think the other guy looks a bit better.
Yeah, exactly. You were like, he outshines Hugh Jackman. This is insane. God, I wish I was that attractive. Anywho, I have another quick follow-up, Cambo, before we move on. I said I had 2 here from Makita, so here's the second one. This was in the $1 Million Butt subreddit. But it's actually $5 million, but every female named Ashley who is in with eyesight of you wants to try to kill you.
I don't know if the gain is high enough. Like, $1 million is great, but I think I'm underestimating how many people are called Ashley. Because you'd just be out at the shops and then someone's swinging at you.
Yeah.
Forever? For $1 million? I don't know.
Yes. But with the $5 million, I could
wasn't it
shack up in the Hollywood Hills, the Sarah Michelle Gellar, and just become a hermit, never leave the house.
So are you for this to work, you need both of these to happen?
I need to accept both deals.
Because then you think with your $5 million, you can make it to Sarah Michelle Gellar's house.
Yeah, that's how I get there. I just have to avoid the Ashleys on the way.
It would really suck if she had a daughter named Ashley.
Oh, yeah. That would suck.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. I'm going to quickly Google this. Sarah Michelle Gellar's kids. Children's names. Why do people search this stuff?
I don't know.
Charlotte and Rocky. I'm fine. Don't worry about it. Yeah. Good. Phew. That could have really thrown a spanner in the works. All right. Anywho, let's get into Ask Reddit. Ask Reddit. This Ask Reddit was cross-posted to us by 2 people, by Just Judging Reddit and Metaphor. But it was originally by Jamaican Dude 69.
All he's missing is 420 from that name.
Yeah, 420, 69. Great. If people use breakup lines instead of pickup lines, what would some of them be?
Isn't there already a breakup line?
Is there?
Yeah,
what is
it? Isn't it? I'm sorry, but Ana Diamos is in the no. Isn't it? It's not me, it's you. Isn't that the breakup line?
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. I feel like that probably is the breakup line.
Or there's also the classic get out.
Yeah. I do like get out.
Yeah, just sitting on the couch watching TV, turn to your partner that you want to break things off with and say, get out.
Yeah. I would love to see how that works with you and Stacey. Because I think she'd be like, you get out. And you'd be like, okay.
You have more right to be here.
Yeah.
You purchased so much more of the stuff in this house.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, I think, look, I like simplicity over complexity. Mm-hmm. I feel like, okay, how about this for one? Because sometimes pickup lines start like jokes as well, you know? So you might be like, knock, knock.
Yeah, who's there?
and then you just walk away.
What about?
I like the idea that you just don't finish it. You're just gone. That's it. Nobody's there. Nobody's there campaign. That's it.
Okay, so I like the idea of like leading them to the breakup so you don't feel as guilty. I like this idea. And I've just been workshopping something in my brain right now, Nelson. It's like let's play a word response game. I'm going to say a word, and then I want you to say what the opposite of it is. So if I say break left, you say break right. All right? So break left.
Okay. Break right.
Break down.
Break up.
Oh, you want to break up? Oh, well, I mean, it's been a real. I guess if you want to break up, you know.
Oh no, I take it back.
No, that's out there now.
Break down.
Yeah, you think this relationship is broken down? Oh, jeez.
No, I mean, break left. How about roses are red, violets are blue. I fucking hate you.
Get out.
Get out. Get out. It's pretty good. Pretty good.
What if you are like, okay, you treat it like some kind of subscription service where you're like, look, the subscription of this relationship is due to end next week, and I don't think I'm going to renew.
Yeah, that's good. I think it's better if you put in the effort, like it's in a envelope form sort of thing, and you address it to yourself as if it is from like the company of the person you're in the relationship for, you know, and then you've ticked the box at the end that says do not renew my subscription, and you just leave it on the coffee table. let them find that one. That's a lot of effort to break up with somebody.
These are all good. I no wonder that we're so successful in the relationship advice subreddit whenever we use that for Today I Advise, because we're good at this stuff.
We are pretty good. Yeah. Come back to help us out. I've clicked into the link and thought I'd read some of the top comments here.
Sure.
This is by Chuck Mo Muck. Raise your hand if you have a boyfriend. Not so fast.
Classic.
It's a good one. That's a good one. I like that. Yeah, it's pretty. I like the brutal nature of the breakup lines because you're not expecting it. Nobody's ever expecting this.
What if you just like, hey, remember that time we were dating? Like, we're dating now. You're like, no. That was in the past.
Okay, this is by Hyper Nathan. We need to cover more ground, so I think we should split up. That's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
We need to cover more
ground.
Because
if they agree to it, then later on you can be like, I said we should split up and you were agreeing. Like, what is this now you're coming back with? You didn't realize we broke up.
Yeah, okay.
It works good if you're out somewhere, I think.
Yeah. That is good. I think, I like that it's in a practical format. Like you are literally looking for something.
Yeah, let's say it's like end of the year, Christmas shopping, but you're like, I don't want to be with this person anymore, and I definitely don't want to have to spend Christmas with their family or something like that. And you're down at whatever, like you're down at the big shopping center doing Christmas shopping, and you say, we need to cover more ground. Let's split up.
Yeah, and then she'll probably be like, yeah, okay.
Yeah. And then like, you jump back in your car.
Yeah. That would be so perfect, wouldn't it? That like you would, what you need to instantly do afterwards is like take to social media and be like, oh, everybody, just so you know, we split up, but it was totally mutual.
You seem more than happy.
Here's how the conversation went verbatim. Then you're not the bad guy.
Yeah,
you can't be the bad guy.
This how it went verbatim, like ... I think we should split up. You've left out the incriminating bit where you've tricked them into it.
Yeah, exactly.
And then, because their response is absolutely, that's a great idea.
Yeah, yeah. The more positive reinforcement that they give, the better it looks on you. Oh my god, you're such a smart person. We should definitely do this.
This is the best idea you've ever had.
Yeah. Okay, here's another one. This by Sponge Joe. Hey babe, I think it's about time we cancel our gym membership. We're not working out anymore. Oh, people are far better at this than we are. I hope that people have taken a really long time to think about these, because otherwise maybe they should be podcasting and we should not be.
No. If people can discover that literally anyone can do this, we're done, Nelson. We're through.
We are so done. But that's a good one. I like the play on words. The play on words is good. I'll do one more. This is by Restore MD. A boyfriend when I was 14 and I agreed if we were ever broken up, we would text the other, I break up with you. He broke up with me and didn't use the line, weak. You got to commit to the line. You've already agreed to it.
And I feel like there's very few instances in your life that you get to do something like that. Because I think that's a pretty I think in their mind, that's a cool, heartless way to do, it's like, yeah, I'm just going to text her. We're done. We're broken up. And then you never even did it. When are you ever going to get a chance to do that again? You'll be off scot-free if you did.
Yeah. Exactly. Okay, Cameron, I'm going to do another Ask Reddit here. Now, tell me if we've had this one before, because I have a backup. Okay, this is by The Reaper 29. Every time someone lies to you, $100 gets deposited to your bank account. What is the fastest way for you to get rich?
I don't think we've had this before, but
I think we've had something similar, maybe, but not this.
I mean, that's Reddit, isn't it? You're like, have I seen this before, or is this different? That's about half of your scrolling in Reddit, generally.
Exactly. Yeah, that is, if you really dial down into it, Reddit is just the same thing over and over.
And if we're going to replicate the authentic Reddit experience, we need to sometimes do things that you're like, well, maybe they've done this before. I really don't know.
Yeah. If we ever do, have people, some podcasts will do like, looking back on previous episodes or something. Yeah. Ours should be, we should title that episode Reposted or something.
Ah, okay. I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Keep that one in the back pocket.
We're just doing a little bit of business in front of the audience.
Yeah. Also, we should start charging these suckers.
What was he saying before? Hey, you don't respect anyone that listens?
Yeah. That was, It's very important to know. It's how you make your way in the world, Candy. Have no respect for your customers. That's what I've heard.
You have a very different public face, but your private face is horrible.
Oh yeah. Oh boy.
I guess if it's for the listeners, it's listening to this show then.
Okay.
Because if we're always lying to them about how much we love everyone.
Yeah, that's true. Every time, and see that's right. It would be funny if all the listeners took this deal and then they start listening to the podcast and they're like, "Oh, I'm getting money."
Yeah,
every time they say they love me. Maybe I should stop listening.
My first instinct for this is to take the deal and then go straight to a psychic, I think.
Oh, that's pretty good.
I feel like
I feel like they're really vague in their responses. It's normally like, oh, have you had a bad day at work? Was there somebody in your life that and they're all these vague questions and stuff.
This will be my strategy then. Say you're the psychic.
Yeah.
I'll be like, so you're a psychic, so you can see the future?
Some say I can.
So you can see the future?
It's not up to me to say.
Yes
really,
or no, though? Before I put down the money, I need to know, can you see the future? Do you think the idea of seeing the future is possible?
Here's what I can tell you. I am the most successful seance around. So,
and you do think that people do have the ability to see the future? You think that's an ability that's harnessable by the human?
I think nothing is impossible.
You think nothing is impossible? Nothing at all? Not one single thing is impossible?
Well, let me think about the loophole of this. Yeah. No, nothing is impossible in the multiple realities that could possibly exist.
And you think that what you charge is a fair price for the service that you render?
Some people would say so.
I like this slippery psychic.
Yeah.
I think that should be a reoccurring character. It's called the non-committal psychic. Just like, and also there's going to be prosperity. Well, it could be. You never know. Anything is possible, isn't it?
Here's the thing. You will attain money. That's good. Yeah. I feel, oh my God, this whole psychic thing is so easy.
But the point is, what you need to do is you need to drill like even just a little white lie. Like you go to a clothing store, you put something on that you know doesn't suit you. You go, does this look okay? The shop assistant says yes, and then you go, really? Yeah. Yes. Really? Yes. Really though? And you just keep asking the same question.
Yeah, until you've got the free clothing.
Yeah. And then you go, all right, go away. Get one of your friends to go Okay, does this look good? Yes. Yeah. Really? Yes. Really though? Yes. Should I buy it? Yes. And it looks good on me? Yes.
Yeah. Cool.
All right,
I'll take it,
go.
You go.
Get your manager. Get your manager.
Okay, yeah, that's it's pretty good. Yep. I feel like it is. It does sort of seem to. Okay, no. Here's how I do it, Cambo. Right. This is. See, I feel like this is the measure that we normally end up coming to. It's not about getting the $100 when you're lied to. It's about exploiting this power that you have. Yeah. Now that you get $100, so you know definitively that somebody is lying to you.
Yep.
First thing I do is go to the police. Be like, hey, I'm gonna solve every one of your problems. I charge a very high rate, but I guarantee that I will separate the murderers from the innocent. All I need to do is just ask them if they did it.
Yep.
And then you determine it that way.
Here is what I imagine might be a bit of a hiccup. Like, okay, let's say I'm the police captain here, and you come in and you offer this service. You go and you see a murderer, and you say, "Did you murder this woman?" He says, "No." You get $100 in your account. You're like, "He's lying." I'm like, "Great. How can you prove that in a court of law?"
No, here's how I do it, Cambo. Yeah. I nail it down a bit further. Okay. I'll say, did you... Oh, how do I word this? Okay. We need it, just for simplicity's sake, we'll go with Cluedo rules. Okay.
Yeah. You've explained this to the police officers, that this is Cluedo rules.
Yeah, we need... So I'll be like, did you... kill them in the conservatory? Did you kill them with a candlestick?
Right.
Okay. It's just those combinations. I need to find the right combination.
So you need to have a flow chart of questions that will eventually reveal where the murder took place and with what weapon.
Yeah. Oh, it'd be really... Yeah, it's going to be pretty hard
but again,
to do it.
Let's say this person shot another person, destroyed the weapon somehow, no witnesses. So you know that they were shot and the weapon had been destroyed. How, even if you know that, you can't prove it.
Okay. Here's what I would do is, it's all about... See, this is what you don't understand, Campbell. It's all about fear, okay? The fear of being found out, because... First, I do this, right? I go in and I answer these questions and I ascertain exactly how they've done it. Okay. Then I walk out of the room and then I come back in with my different persona. I've dressed up. I am now Psychic Nelson. Yeah. Okay. And then I predict how it all happens, and they're like, oh my God, he predicted exactly how it happened, because obviously they don't know when I'm asking those stupid Cluedo questions that I'm nailing it down exactly how it happened.
Yeah.
But then I sort of like convinced them that like, well, look, if we'll give you 1 year off your sentence if you just come in here and say, we know, I've said exactly the right information. So,
I think that I would love to see you pitch this to the police. So what happens? I go in first. That's as me. What do you mean as you? You'll see. I go in as me, and I ask
I've got a suitcase beside me as I walk in.
I go in, I ask a series of questions. Are you familiar with the Cluedo rules? Yes, of course. That's how we do all murders. Good. That's going to help. I ask a series of questions because I have the ability to know when people are lying, and I will find out where he did it. I then leave the interrogation room. Enter Psychic Nelson. Who's that? This is where the suitcase comes in. I go back in as a different person and predict exactly how the murder went down and get them to confess. Will you pay me 7 figures?
Yeah. I don't see what's wrong with that.
No, I think it's good. Now that we've said it out loud, it makes a lot of sense.
Especially when I put on the wig. That's the selling point. Do you know what I've just decided would be way easier? Okay. If I'm the only person in the world with this ability, it'd just be like a magic trick. I'd be like, hey, tell me a lie, and then look at my bank account. $100. Just like that. Tell me another one. I just got another $100.
Yeah. Even if we do a split where if I just keep lying to you, it's like an 80-20 split. So I'll just keep lying to you all day, every day. You're getting the 80, I'm getting the 20. That's a good deal.
This is genius.
Yeah.
All right, solved. Take the deal. That's how it works, right?
Yeah. You need to declare take the deal.
Okay, good. All right, Kemper, let's get into Today I Advice. So now it's time for Today I Learned. Today I Learned. And also sometimes advice.
Very professional of you, Nelson.
I was like, I need to clear my throat. Do I do it during the little song, or do I wait until after? I decided to wait till after.
Yeah, so people could really hear it.
Well, because I was like, it ruins the aesthetic of going from one section to another.
It's our claim that this is the realest podcast you'll ever hear. We don't cover the blemishes.
We're not like those fake Joe Rogan podcasts, for example. Anywho, this Today I Learned was cross-posted to us by Avant Cardigan, but it was originally by Jezafir. Today I learned the psychological term of John Henryism. John Henryism. The belief that anything is achievable if you work hard enough, but it comes at a cost. Based on the life of John Henry, who competed in a pile-driving competition, won, and then died as a result from the exertion.
Okay, so good thing is you can take part of this sentiment into your psychic career.
Yeah.
Because it's very vague, which is good. What do you take with it? Like, I think that is a true statement. I mean, no, I don't. Not anything is possible.
Yeah.
I have a big problem with the phrase "anything is possible" in the first time. I would edit it
like
to say
the phrase "anything is possible." Can I say that?
You do.
Yeah,
I mean,
I really like it.
As a, I think, as a theological thing, sure, but as a like. Anything is possible. I will fly. I'll jump off this roof and I'll fly. Anything is possible. Like, there's points where there are certain things that just don't work in it. You know what I mean?
Can I tell you? This is okay. So this is the reason why I believe it's actually such a genius saying, is because at one point in time, right, millions of people across the ages said that it would be impossible to go to the moon. Right? Like, definitively people would have said that.
Yeah.
And so then that idea of like, well, it's impossible that we'll fly. You're like, but maybe not.
Okay, so
I
guess...
know that seems insane.
Yeah.
But just that idea that, like, there is things that at one point... Because now, obviously, it makes sense. Oh, we're like, we created rocket ships and we worked out, the mathematics to get there and blah, blah, blah. And it was, like, just a complicated process. It's like, maybe if we, we've found out that if you do the correct sort of plastic surgery, you can fly or something. Right. I don't know.
So I guess then... So I totally see your point, and I think you're correct. I guess the only way to make the saying not true is to be super specific. Being like, Michael Campbell, age 29, location Melbourne, will fly tomorrow off my roof. Anything is possible.
Yeah.
That's the only way. I guess you need to get like real granular in your details.
Yeah, exactly. But anyway, that's our thoughts on the phrase "anything is impossible." Nothing's impossible. But yeah, I think in particular for this, I don't necessarily agree that everything comes at a cost. At a cost seems it's so dire, like, to me, in the way of, like, especially in this, it's like he died. And it's like, I'm sure somebody has won a pile driving competition and not died. Sure.
What is a pile drive competition?
I actually don't know.
I just Googled it, and all I'm seeing is imagery of, like, big cranes and stuff, but I don't think that's what it is. I thought pile drive was like a wrestling move.
Yeah. It definitely is. Maybe it's like a... is it one of these things where it's like, they drag it with their teeth or something? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't...
that really brings up nothing as far as I can see.
Because if they're like, a pile drive competition is where you leap into a volcano, I'm like, well, yeah, he definitely would die then, wouldn't he?
Yeah. It's not really a competition, is it? I mean, like, everybody can do it.
A pile drive competition is like, brushing your teeth once a day for 3 months. I'll be like, it's very bizarre that he died as a consequence of winning that competition. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't necessarily feel like everything comes at a cost. They obviously haven't been handed like a free coffee voucher, to a local cafe.
So I've got the answer here, Nelson, thanks to our friends at Urban Dictionary. The pile driver is a sexual position when the woman is leaned on her bed as to where her shoulders are the only thing on the bed. The male can either sit on her or stand up vertically, penetrate the woman's anus many times. Okay, so there you go.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I guess you could die from that.
Yeah, there's definitely like STI disease factors there.
Yeah. Many ways you could die from that exertion. I'm glad you cleared that up.
Yeah,
Henry.
there's also, as often, they have the quotation as an example. Quote, gave her the pile driver yesterday. Just in case you wanted some context of how that might go.
Okay, yeah, good. I'm glad you could use it in a sentence. Okay, Canberra, I have an advice here. Sure. This is by Janal Bede. My neighbor's dog always barks early in the morning and wakes me up. How should I handle the situation?
Well, depends whether you have the dog Midas touch or not, because then you could handle the situation and be financially set for some time.
Yeah. Let me tell you, a gold dog is worth a pretty penny. This is a problem I feel like a lot of people have. So, as always, we will be able to impart some valuable advice. I actually know one time my brother was having a huge problem with the dog next door because it was just barking like super early in the morning, late at night, really annoying, and he just couldn't get to sleep. And so he wrote a letter to the neighbor as if he was the dog and was like, oh, hey, like, I don't know, master or something like that. Like, oh,
it's
I
me, whatever your dog's called.
Yeah. It was like, oh, sometimes I feel lonely at night, and maybe you should comfort me more so I don't bark as much. And just like, really kind of obvious that it was annoying people, but in this kind of weird way. I thought it was pretty funny. And then what he did, I think, like a few days later, was or weeks later maybe, he just knocked on the guy's door and was like, you've got to do something about your dog. It's really annoying and like it's, keeping people up. And he's like, oh, did you send me that letter the other day? And my brother goes, no, what letter? I was like, that's a good move too, because then it like implies that multiple people are being annoyed at, the dog barking. Really like guilt the person, make them feel terrible for...
Question is, did any of that work?
I not entirely sure. I know right now the dog isn't a problem, but I think he maybe got another dog, and then it made the one dog stop barking.
Right, because it had company.
I think that's I think that's what happened.
So could you set up some kind of
the exact opposite of what I would do?
Well, could you set up some kind of scarecrow dog?
Oh, okay. A scarecrow dog.
Yeah, I mean, scarecrow's obviously there to scare crows, but it's more of like a dog for the other dog to have company.
Okay. And I mean, I'm not sure about you, but I would be fucking terrified if there was a scarecrow person. If there was something that I believed totally that was just an inanimate person, I would assume is just a corpse in my backyard hanging there. I don't think I would be comfortable. In fact, I would probably be screaming quite more often, if anything.
So do you think that it comes down then to... let's get into the dark realities of the question of, are you financially willing to move house, or are you ethically void enough to fix the dog problem?
Yes. I would say moving house, expensive, Cambo. And then
shovel.
It's somebody else's problem.
Shovel, you can dig a hole and you can murder. Yep,
exactly. I think, okay, here's the civil way to do it. I think the guy is obviously not waking up to his own dog barking, but what if you barked back?
Okay, so
I think you might get used to your own dog barking, but if you heard a human barking back across your fence, you might. I feel like you might wake up and be quite annoyed at that.
Okay, I've got one that might. It takes a little bit of technical know-how, and also you need a couple of things in place already for this to work. But let's say he's got used to the idea of the sound of the dog barking in the backyard's become like white noise. He doesn't really hear it anymore. So you get a high-quality recording of the dog barking, right?
Yeah.
You then upload that into some kind of cloud, and you hack into their house. And here's the thing. They need to have some kind of like Sonos sound system or something like that. Something that goes through the house. And
like an Alexa or a Google Home.
Anything like that you think you can hack and play throughout the house. And then early in the morning, you set that to go really loud in their house. Yeah. So then the dog becomes a problem for them as well.
Yes. I think any of these solutions are good, but murder is probably the best. Yes. Okay, Cameron, I think we can move into shower thoughts.
Shower thoughts, shower thoughts, shower thoughts.
This shower thought is by Dev Goat. With so many Zoom classes, the chances of accidentally going to school naked have risen significantly.
Do you like? So the joke always is in a lot of things, like, you can see me here. I'm wearing like a top and a little like a cardigan thing. But if I were to stand up, I'd just be in my boxers. Like that's always the kind of the go-to joke.
Yeah.
But I find that way more uncomfortable to be half dressed.
Oh, really?
Just all the way dressed in, like, even if it's just like sweatpants or whatever, than to be just underwear on my bottom half. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I feel like I was on the weekend. I was in my undies on the phone to my family because it was Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there, and I just had like a t-shirt on. I think it was like, well, I was just walking around my undies and I was like, well, I should probably chuck a t-shirt on before I go into this call. So then,
so that real life cliche has happened to you.
Yeah, exactly. But I was like just with my family. There was no, danger of being.
But were they none the wiser the whole chat?
They had no idea, Cameron. Suckers. I did think this was funny though, because when I read this post during the week, I actually did have I was working during the week and I had a shower, so I kind of got up and I had to do some like reports in the morning, so I quickly did those, and then I went and had a shower. And then I just like checked my laptop to see, if anybody's sort of contacted me while I was in the shower.
Yeah.
And then I like noticed an email or whatever, so I just sat down on the couch. I've just got like the towel around me, and I'm otherwise naked.
Yeah.
And I'm like just replying to this work, and then I got a call from somebody, a Skype call, and I was like, oh shit! But luckily it was just audio. But I did have another instance where I wasn't wearing I was wearing clothes, but I was like slumped back in the couch like. Looking like a golem type creature with, just my hands on the laptop. And I did answer a call because I just thought it was like audio only. And then as soon as that person's face popped up, I was like, oh! I like sat up really quickly, chucked the laptop down on my computer, and I was like, oh, hey.
And they're like, Nelson, are you okay? There appeared to be some kind of golem creature in your house there for a moment.
Yeah, exactly.
I think is why. Look, maybe this is vanity. Maybe you can point out if it is. But I think with the rise of video calls all the time, I think universally at this point in time, no one looks great. You know what I mean? Like everyone looks a little worse for wear.
Yeah.
But I think that I'm more aware of my appearance because you're always ever present in a small square in the corner of any video call.
Yeah.
Whereas if I'm talking to you like face to face, I don't really care or know what I look like, but I'm always aware of what I look like at any point on a Zoom call.
Yeah, that's a good point. You're not like, when you're talking to other people, you're not also looking in a mirror.
yeah, exactly. And I think everyone naturally catches themselves every now and then being like, oh, I'm looking at myself. What am I doing? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I actually found on the weekend when I was doing this call with my family, we used Google Meet, which is a different one. We use Google Hangouts. I found out there's one called Google Meet, which is like meant more for meetings. And the image, or at least the default, is having you really small. You're still there, but you're really small in the corner. And for the first time in like this whole lockdown period, when I've had to do so many video calls, because normally every other call it has a small me in the bottom, I actually didn't look at me once, and I was like, "This is kind of weird." I'm not looking at myself.
It's probably good.
Yeah, I think it probably is. Yeah. Here's another one. This is by Jack G. London. We feel hunger with our stomachs, but thirst with our mouths. I thought this was funny because we were sort of talking about this last week.
Yeah.
When we were talking about taste buds in your butt.
Yeah.
And like, kind of where do you taste it from?
Yeah. Like the idea that when you are eating something, you perceive that to be in your mouth, even though it's actually going on in your head.
Yeah. The signals are all being sent there. So like, and I guess like, just like touch in general. If I touch my knee, I can feel it on my knee. Yeah. I know that sounds really dumb, but I think when you think about things that like don't exist, like having taste buds in your butt, that idea of tasting something in your butt is just a weird concept. But it would maybe work that way too. So it was funny that somebody kind of had this similar thought throughout the week.
It's good to know that we're not the only insane people. Like, it's always nice when you put out a theory that you're like, this is asinine, and then independently of us, other people have had similar thoughts. Yeah. And that doesn't mean that we're normal, but it just means that we're not alone.
We're not alone. Yeah. Nobody's normal, Cambo. It would be impossible for everybody to be normal. Huh? I mean, that's obvious one, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
No, wait. Then the impossibility is that everybody is normal. Ah, but look at North Korea. Okay, here's another one. This is by Trube Man. Headphones would have never sold well if we still had natural predators everywhere. I love the idea of this.
Yeah. It's like mortality rates of like tiger attacks or something, just way up.
Yeah. You go out for a run and you have to be fucking aware, Cameron.
Yeah. Can you imagine even like we've often, you and I have toyed with the idea of like writing some kind of short film or like comedy play or something about a time traveler that comes from or even Victorian era into the future and is dazzled by seemingly normal things. And it would be an interesting concept to try and explain that you want to block out the entire world.
Yeah.
It's like, you put the headphones on so you can't hear anything. There's technology where you can't hear anything at all except for what's in your ear. Just how baffling that concept must be.
Yeah. It's a good point. I think it is. Yeah, it's so funny to think about how certain elements of technology that we like take for granted are used so much. You know, like today, and they would have been insane thoughts in the past. It's
like if you were to explain to them, oh yeah, we all have like the highest grade calculator you can get. We all have it on our phone. And this person would be like, "That's amazing," and you'd go, "Yeah, I never use it."
Yeah. And they're like, "Oh my god, people in the future are so much more intelligent."
You would think that, wouldn't you?
You would. Alrighty, Campbell. I think that's enough of that. Let's get into podnapping.
Oh my god, I'm being podnapped!
Podnapping.
This is Podnapping, where we nap a pod. We take a topic of conversation or a segment from another podcast, and we do it ourselves. This week's my week, and I am doing one. I don't think I've copied this from anything in particular. Maybe we've done something similar to this before. I can't even remember. I'm doing guess the name of the TV show based on the TV quote.
Okay, sure. Are they all going to be Buffy or Buffy related?
Why would I do that, Kemba? Okay, I know you're not a fan of Buffy. You wouldn't understand the lines in the show.
Can I try and guess a quote from Buffy?
Yeah.
I've got to kill this vampire because I need to get to school. Is that a quote?
You're an idiot, Kemba. It says that line when she's in college. She says college instead of school. Okay, so I'm just going to get into it. It's like a very easy game, obviously.
Yep.
Okay. And what I'll try and do, and I don't know all of the cadences necessarily to these ones, but first I'm just going to say it pretty bland.
Okay.
And then if you need a hint, I'll try and put the cadences on that I think need to be implemented. And then, Okay.
Now, would you encourage those listening at home to play along, or is this just for me?
If you're at home and you're listening along, do not fucking participate. I swear to God. If you guys start even just trying to guess what these might be before Cambo guesses it, I'm going to be so angry.
Here's the thing. People don't know this, but when people listen, we can hear that, and it will interfere with my flow.
Yeah, it's going to throw Cambo off. Yeah. So don't do that. Okay, here's the first one. How you doing?
Now, I do know this, Nelson. That is Joey Tribbiani from the television sitcom Friends.
Correct. 1 point,
now,
Cambo.
Interesting fact. I don't really watch Friends. Don't know much about it. But do really, for some reason, love the TV show Episodes, which is a show in which Matt LeBlanc plays himself post-Friends.
Yeah.
And I think all of my knowledge of Friends, which I think is somewhat like passable now all comes from a show that isn't Friends.
Yeah, it's funny, isn't it?
And I only really know that because they're in one of the episodes, a girl makes him say that while they're having sex.
Yeah, okay, right, yeah. Okay, here's another one. In every generation, there is a chosen one.
This could be Buffy. This is the trick. Because isn't she a once-in-a-generation slayer?
It is from Buffy.
Yes! You
Correct,
thought you could
Campbell.
trip me up.
But
I know just enough.
Son of a bitch. Okay, here's the next one. Treat yourself.
That is from Parks and Recreations.
It is. You're doing very well, Cambo, so far. Say my name.
That is from Breaking Bad.
Oh, good. Cambo, you're on a roll. I should have made these like way harder.
But I do want to hear you do the cadence on that one.
Say my name.
Yeah, that's pretty good. You had the gravel down quite well.
Yeah. But like one of the best lines. God, I miss that show. Oh, it's so good. There was actually like quite a few, because obviously I went to like BuzzFeed-esque websites to get some of these quotes.
Did you feel a bit dirty being on those websites? Every time I'm like, this is helping me, but God, I hate being here.
I had a shower afterwards.
Unrelated, you just needed a shower.
Yeah. Okay. It's terribly simple. The good guys are always stalwart and true. The bad guys are easily distinguished by their pointy horns or black hats. And we always defeat them and save the day. No one ever dies and everybody lives happily ever after.
Now, I can feel someone trying to answer this at home, so please stop that because I'm trying to concentrate.
Yeah.
It feels like you said they've got horns on their heads and black hats.
The bad guys are easily distinguished by their pointy horns or black hats.
Yeah, which makes me think it's maybe Angel, because I know that like stylistically, all the demons and stuff had little horns and stuff. Is it Angel?
It's Buffy. Come on.
See, I because initially Buffy was my thought, and I'm like, no, I reckon he's trying to trick me one level further by going with the spin-off.
Yeah, well, you're wrong, Camberg.
And no points even awarded for being in the same universe.
Wrong
is wrong.
No. In fact, points deducted, I've decided. You're at a -3 right now.
Who said the quote?
Giles.
Okay, good. If it was Angel, I was gonna argue that point.
Yeah. No, just for further reference, in case anybody wants to know, Buffy's feeling a bit down about being the Slayer, and she says, "Lie to me about it all," and so that's what he says. I've made a huge mistake.
That's Arrested Development.
Oh, you got that so fast! Come on, some of these are just like generic lines.
Arrested Development is one of my all-time favorite series for 3 seasons, and 2 seasons I can't bring myself to complete. But that is like a through line of that entire show. In fact,
that's Job, right? Isn't that like?
Well, here's the thing: it does start as Job, but it's an ongoing joke that everyone at some point in that show says, "I've made a huge mistake."
Yeah, right. Okay, good. I don't know this one, so I'm hoping you do.
Okay.
It sounds like a cool line that you would remember.
Okay.
You come at the king, you best not miss.
You come at the king, you best not miss. I feel like I've heard this as well.
Yeah, I think you would have heard it. And I was like, oh, that's just a cool line. I'm going to add this to it. And I know you have watched this.
Yeah, I think I've watched it kind of recently as well.
Do you want to put some cadence to it? I have no idea how it's meant to go.
Yeah, go.
You come at the king, you best not miss.
I feel like this is something I've watched very recently, and I'm trying to go through my head at what it could be. It's really going to drive me crazy.
I don't know what you've watched recently, but I don't think you've watched this recently.
Okay, then there goes my guess of Daredevil.
Nope.
I don't think it's this because I haven't watched this series completely, but it sounds like something from like Peaky Blinders.
No, I'm gonna give it to. I'm gonna say it.
Yep.
You obviously get negative 300 points.
Yeah, that makes sense.
For giving up.
Yeah.
It was from The Wire.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. That does make sense. There's so much dialogue in The Wire that it all kind of gets, it all kind of comes out in the wash eventually.
Okay, here's another one where this is a bit weird. I've heard this line before. Yep. I perhaps even know the cadence, but I would never in a million years tell you what TV show it came from, but I think you're probably better at this than I am.
Okay.
What you talking about, Willis?
Oh, that is Different Strokes.
Yeah. That's great work.
That's Gary
I thought
Coleman.
that was such a funny thing.
That's his whole catchphrase.
Yeah, because it's like, I've heard that line so much. Probably in like, I don't know, The Simpsons, or like you said, like how you watch episodes.
Yeah.
But you got Friends references from that.
Yeah.
I've obviously had this from like other random, like things.
Yeah.
Have never ever seen Different Strokes.
In like I think it was the 80s, the Different Strokes thing. It was the bazinga of the day,
Yeah.
But just today, I was watching a random episode of Futurama, and it was an episode all about them trying to make an episode of TV. And Fry says, the secret to TV is people just want the same thing over and over again, to which Bender says, what you talking about, Fry?
Yeah, exactly. See, so many like references like that it's just funny. Okay, another one. Love isn't brains, children. It's blood.
Love isn't brains. It's blood.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, this one doesn't even ring a bell. Looking at the show, do you think it's something I will have viewed, or do you think it's just something that is a popular show but I might not have seen it? Is it How I Met Your Mother?
No.
Okay, the word children is what made me think of that.
Yeah, okay. Yeah,
it was like, children, here's a story of how I fucked a random person that you don't know.
Yeah. It's probably something maybe that you should have watched. I'm not sure if you had it's Buffy. It's so poignant now, don't you think? Because it's coming from a vampire.
Yeah,
Love isn't brains, children. It's blood. He's all about blood.
Is that Spike?
It was Spike.
Yeah, I know things.
We have to go back.
Oh, that's Lost.
Yeah, I knew you'd get that one.
Can you do it in the cadence you think it is? And then I'll correct you.
I have no idea because I haven't seen this. But do you know what I did see is I saw a GIF of him mouthing this.
Yeah. Is the full quote, we have to go back, or is it we have to go back, Kate?
Just we have to go back is all I've got.
Because technically the quote is, we have to go back, Kate! We have to go back!
Yeah, okay. Is that like the Hodor of Lost,
Yeah, somewhat. I've been rewatching Lost recently, actually. I'm not up to that moment, but that is a huge twist point in Lost.
You've really met a low point in this lockdown, haven't you, Kemp? Okay. I have quite a few more, but who cares? This one's so easy. To boldly go where no man has gone before.
That is from Star Trek.
Nerd. Holy motherfucking shirt balls.
That is from The Good Place.
Great TV show. TV show.
Not many other shows would have that quote, so by a process of elimination.
You've ruined this one already, Cambo. Mm-hmm. Bazinga.
That's The Big Bang Theory.
AKA your favorite show.
My favorite show. I love it. It's the different strokes of this generation.
Never be cruel, never be cowardly, and never eat pears. Remember, hate is always foolish and love is always wise. Laugh hard, run fast, be kind.
It's Doctor Who.
It is Doctor Who.
Yeah, specifically Peter Capaldi, Doctor Who, I believe.
Wow, I didn't think you'd get that one. That was pretty good. Oh my God. Okay.
We've been in lockdown for weeks now, so what else have I been doing?
Yeah. That's the low point. Yeah. When you've gone to the Peter Capaldi Doctor Who.
Well, here's the thing. I don't know why I know that's him, because I watched like maybe 5 or 6 episodes of him as the Doctor, and then I kind of just gave up.
Yeah.
But for some
So did
reason,
I.
I knew that was him.
Yeah. I like how it's got in there and never eat pears
Yeah.
because you can tell that's trying to do the funny thing like Matt Smith had the bow ties or, like they're just trying to do this wacky sort of thing that he says. And look.
It's like they each have their weird eccentricities.
Yeah. Power. I have it. They don't. This bothers them.
Sounds like a drug kingpin of some type. Let's go with Narcos.
It was Buffy.
Was it a drug kingpin? Was it Pablo Escobar in a Buffy episode?
It was, funnily enough. Yeah.
I guess minus 300 points.
Minus 300 points. If I die, turn my tweets into a book.
Oh, is that Gina Linetti from Brooklyn Nine-Nine?
Yes, it is. Damn, you are like actually really good
I've
at
been
this.
rewatching Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Yeah, okay. Oh my God. I should have done something like name sports stars or something like that. Okay, this one, I feel like you'll know, but maybe haven't watched. So pick me, choose me, love me.
Pick me, choose me, love me. Let's go The Office.
No. Would you like the cadence of it?
Yes, please.
So pick me, choose me, love me.
I couldn't tell what that accent was. Was it American or British?
It was girl, but also American.
Okay.
But that was more on girl than...
It seems like a very saccharine moment from a sitcom in which a character has to choose between his dreams and whether or not to be in love or something like that. Am I on the right trajectory there?
Yeah, something along those lines. Yeah.
Is it Buffy?
No. It's Grey's Anatomy.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
For some reason, I knew you maybe probably haven't watched that, I imagine.
I don't fully know what the show is.
Okay.
It's doctors. Yeah. I know it's doctors, but I don't know what the premise of it is. Is it just doctors?
There's a person called Grey, a 70-year-old guy, and they just talk about his anatomy.
The only thing I know about Grey's Anatomy is that it's still going. Today, they're still making seasons. And I know that Ellen Pompeo, the actress who plays, I guess, Dr. Grey, I don't know what her first name is, must be so rich.
Yeah,
When you're into season 15 of a network TV show that's syndicated, oh my God.
Yeah, it's insane. Okay, here's another one. The hardest thing in this world is to live in it.
Hardest thing in this world is to live in it. I don't know. This again doesn't ring any bells. You're out of my particular small niche of TV shows now.
Okay, well that's disappointing because it was Buffy. So
I almost wanted to say Buffy, but I was burnt so hard. Last quote by trying to guess that.
Yeah, well,
it is a very Joss Whedon-y kind of line, isn't it?
Idiot. Well, this is okay. This line actually comes up twice. And the first time, Buffy says it to her sister, and it kind of makes sense at the time, and it's kind of like a nice thing. It's a weird kind of phrase on its own. Then it comes up in another season where her sister says it to Buffy, and the way that she says it is just so cringe-worthy and badly delivered that it ruins the line. And that's why I remember that line so well. It's because it was just so poorly done. And it was actually in the musical episode. It said. Anyway, I've got a few more. Nobody exists on purpose. Nobody belongs anywhere. Everybody's gonna die. Come watch TV.
Rick and Morty.
Yeah. Damn, I was going to leave off Come Watch TV. Would you have got it if I
would
had
have got it before that, yeah.
Okay, good.
I do like to give context as to why I know. And you might just think, oh, he's watched Rick and Morty. But there's a really good video essay about the philosophy of Rick and Morty. About how it's like a really nihilistic show. And that quote in particular plays a big part in it. Because that is the ethos of the show. Is that everything is pointless and nothing means anything.
Yeah. And I like totally agree with that and love that is like, the ethos of the show and life kind of thing. You know? Cool. I'm the thing that monsters have nightmares about.
This does sound familiar.
Yeah, I think you might get this one.
Yeah. I really wish it was something like Walker, Texas Ranger, just because you're like, wow, he really said that. But
yeah, that would have been so good.
Yeah. I'm the thing that monsters have nightmares about. Look, it sounds like it could be Buffy, but I don't think it is because I've heard it.
Yeah.
Is this a show you think I will have seen?
I'm not sure.
I'll just take a real swing. Stranger Things.
No, it was Buffy. How much have you watched any Buffy?
I think I've seen an odd episode here and there. I remember one that they're in a zoo. Does that ring a bell?
Oh god, that's such an old episode. that's like gotta be episode season 1 or 2.
I do think that I've also seen the last episode. To which I now get that experience of the people that watched the last episode of Lost and was like, well, what is this? This is nothing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Okay. It would just make my heart sore if someone out there saw this and she said to herself, be strong, trust yourself, love yourself, conquer your fears. Just go after what you want and act fast because life just isn't that long.
It sounds like something Leslie Knope would say, but will the same show up more than once? I mean, Buffy has obviously shown up every fifth question.
But it is a really great show. So, you know, it's weighted differently. This is weighted on greatness of shows.
But it really does sound like a Leslie Knope quote. So I'm going to go Parks and Recreations.
Oh, Canberra, it's amazing that you guessed that it was a Leslie Knope quote because it is actually Pam from The Office, which is so...
Close,
you know.
Same
showrunner, you know. That's actually even more amazing than I think that you guessing like straight out. Okay, and I think it was in like maybe the last season, which I feel like
less familiar.
We've probably watched the least, but yeah. Okay, now I can hold a note for a long time. Actually, I can hold a note forever. But eventually, that's just noise. It's the change we're listening for, the note coming after, and the one after that. That's what makes it music.
Buffy.
Angel. I got him! Yes! And that was the last one.
God damn it.
So if I've got the tally correct, it's minus a gazillion points.
That was fun. I enjoyed that.
I got you with that last one. Just as a side note, I actually really like that saying.
Yeah,
it's actually a demon man who sings quite frequently. But I think I just really love that line. Cool. All right, Gambo. We can now get into the Ask Me Anything, where listeners of the show, just like you, listener, can write in and ask us anything you want.
Yes, go and hear from an unnamed correspondent, which we'll get to at the end of the email. But they say, long-time listener, new-time writer. Distant future until you actually read this. I have no idea how long it will take to get to this email. I'm going to take a wild guess and say that it's currently episode 110. Let's see how wrong I am. So 210. You're pretty close. You're only 4 off.
Pretty close, but still wrong. That's minus 300 points.
The other week at 3 a.m. after awaking in the middle of the night, still half asleep, I ordered a whiteboard. It arrived a few days later, and I had completely forgotten about it. I now just have a fairly sizable whiteboard that I have no real use for. My question to you is, are there any purchases that you completely regret making? Not a purchase that's simply slowly becoming unneeded. I mean one that immediately, as soon as you got it, you realized you did not need it, and you've still got no practical use for it to this day. Yours sincerely. And then that just has a bracket and says, I want a cool nickname, so just make up something cool. So Nelson, do you have a cool nickname, or should we just refer to this person always as cool nickname?
Oh, cool nickname. Oh, it's pretty lazy, which fits in pretty well with
And
our
it's also
show.
ironically not a cool nickname.
And not a cool nickname. Yeah, I think it might have to be. Look,
Cool.
I was willing to maybe put in the effort for
we'll
something
call them,
good, but
I don't know if this is a man or a woman, but we'll call them CN for short.
CN. Okay, yeah. That makes it cooler, I guess.
Yeah.
It's still not cool though. But it's,
Thank you, CN. Have we ever purchased something that we've instantly known that would have no use for? Fun fact, yes, and it's to do with an upcoming podnapping that's going to take several weeks before the item gets here. But I have purchased something I know is completely useless.
Okay, that's a bizarre thing.
Yeah.
Okay, that you very well know. Okay, interesting.
I mean, I could tease the podnapping segment if you want, or we can keep it a mystery until we get to...
No, you've teased it enough, Cambo, I think. You've ordered something that's irrelevant to podnapping, but it is for podnapping.
I didn't say I've ordered one thing, Nelson.
Oh, I'm looking forward to my statue. Okay, here's the thing. Well, okay, first thing I thought about, Cambo, straight away, is, and we actually mentioned this last week, is that you subscribe to Loot Crate, which I feel like...
For a brief period, I went a little bit insane. What was it, maybe 3-4 months, I guess? I got about 3 or 4 of the boxes of Loot Crate. Well, here's the thing. At the time, it took about 3 to 4 months of constant disappointment before I'm like, okay, now this needs to stop. So I don't think this even fits of being instant regret. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe there were stages of denial that I was going through.
Yeah, exactly.
Being like, I
maybe
love this
the next
lanyard.
one will have something
I'll
that
probably
I will
wear
like.
this lanyard all the time. Oh, yes, an enamel pin.
Oh man, those boxes were just the worst. Okay, but here I can't. I only have 2 examples, but they're things that I did use, but kind of regret buying. I don't think I had something that I bought and instantly didn't use. I'm sure there's something, but I blocked it out of my memory to avoid that shame. One thing I bought was a garlic crusher, right? I needed a garlic crusher. I bought a garlic crusher. But what I did was I went to like one of those like special homewares stores where everything is extremely overpriced. And I still don't know to this day why I paid the money for this. But the garlic crusher that I ended up buying was endorsed by Jamie Oliver. I don't know in what world that makes sense. That a chef is like, this is the garlic crusher I use. Like it's just such a dumb concept. The fact that it was even had his name imprinted on there in the first place is just totally stupid.
It seems like there might be a clip of him somewhere saying, this is the garlic crusher I use. Yeah. And then if you were to keep playing that clip, the guy would be like, will other garlic crushers work? And he'll go, yeah, of course.
Yeah. Any garlic crusher. In fact, you don't even need a garlic crusher. If you've got a knife, it's fine. You can cut it.
I'm just saying this particular one is the one I use, coincidentally.
Yeah. But the crazier thing about that was, and I'm not sure exactly how much I spent, but I want to say probably a minimum of like $50 for a garlic crusher. Like I spent I don't know how much garlic crushers are, but there is no way in the world that I couldn't find one that would be under $50. Like, it just seems insane. And it was probably, I'm not sure if it was more than that, but I'm sure at least $50.
Yeah, I just Googled garlic crusher. We're sitting around the $10 to $15 mark.
Yeah. I've grossly overpaid for my Garlic Crusher camembert.
The higher end seems to be $69. First of all, nice. Second of all, that comes with 2 Garlic Crushers.
Well, actually, this one has a garlic crusher and then a garlic like slicer in the same thing. So it is multi-purpose, but it was still not worth the extra, $35 that I potentially paid.
Yeah. I'm now looking at the Jamie Oliver garlic crusher that is $50.
Really? Yeah.
I'll be honest, it doesn't look as good as the other one that comes with the 2.
Yeah. Does not surprise me.
Though I am seeing another one listed here called Jamie Oliver Garlic Crusher for $15. So maybe, Nelson, you've just gone to the wrong place.
I got ripped. Absolutely. I was just insane that I spent that much. But the other thing that I bought was I remember when I was younger, I was like talking to my mum, and I was we walked past one of those like shops in the middle of a shopping center, those little like pop-up things, and they were selling electric scooters. And I was like, I need one of these in my life. It's a total necessity to have. Yep. And so I, asked my mom, and like, it was weird that my mom was even like entertaining this idea, I think. Like I wasn't in the type of like family, I wasn't really a spoiled kid or anything where it was like, oh, we'll just buy you presents if you want it. But for some reason, I don't know, my mom was in the right mood, and she was like entertained to this idea. And I remember this specifically because my mum taught me like a most valuable lesson about like bargaining with people or something. And she said to this guy like, oh, if I'm only going to pay this much for it. I can't remember what the dollar value was, but it was like quite a bit under what they were asking. And he's like, oh, no, I can't do that. That's too low. And then my mum was like, okay, we're going to leave then. And I was like, Ma, like I was so upset. And then we kind of turned around and she was like, Nelson, just wait. And like almost instantly, it was like a scene from a TV show, where everything just like perfectly slotted into place, where, it was like part of her master plan all along, because we start walking away and he's like, oh, yeah, okay, you can have it for that price. I was like, oh my God, my mom just like, I was so blown away by how amazingly she did to sort of bargain this man down.
Did she end the interaction by saying, say my name?
She should have. She should have.
Well, just quickly on this idea, and depending on where you are in the world will I guess dictate whether or not you've experienced this. But where I think the mecca of this kind of transaction is the supermarket Aldi. Because they always have things called special buys.
Yeah,
and they're
Trader Joe's also in America. Same thing.
Okay, they have the same thing, do they? So
I'm assuming it's set up the same way. Yeah,
they have like their particular items that they have just for a week. You need to get in there quick, and like it's kind of impulse purchase specific. And I remember one time I was in an Aldi, like not to get this item in particular, but I was walking past, and they had particularly cheap 3D printers. I remember I was looking at it, I'm like, man, that is really cheap for a 3D printer. Like looking at the box, and then I caught myself being like, you don't need a 3D printer. What are you doing with a 3D printer? But I think there's a lot of people that wouldn't necessarily catch themselves. I'm lucky that I did catch myself because it was a bargain. And I've seen things like they've sold full-size medical, like doctor's skeletons. I remember it was there, and it was $70, and everyone's like, that seems like a good price for that skeleton.
Yeah, he's anatomically correct. Yeah. I think that's a pretty good price.
But that seems like a bargain.
I want to go to the person's house that like religiously goes to Aldi. Like they just must have the most fun house. The useless items all around, but just like that'd be great to have. But yes. But anyway, the end of my scooter story was that I only used the electric scooter like 3 or 4 times and then never used it again. And it was too hard to use as like a normal scooter. It was terrible. Anyway, I've got another one here. This is by... Oh, I didn't put their name. Did they put their name? This is by Anonymous. I don't know. I think we've had, this person's written in before, but I can't remember. Anyway, They said, "What's up, boys? I only just listened to you when you featured me again. Man, that's never going to get old. Here's the newest write-in."
Just quickly, it's from Peter Harrington.
Peter, right. Way to dox him, Cambo. Here's the newest write-in. You've done this before on the podcast, but it seems like such a fun idea. I came up with some new questions you should remember, but basically all you do is draw the line where you would stop doing these things to get the said amount of money. Okay,
Great.
Cool. Yeah, we did this a few weeks ago from a random one. Okay. So tell me where you'd stop.
Yep.
Okay. $1. Run into a Karen outside who doesn't want to wear a mask.
Easy. Do that for $1.
I would almost pay for that just so I could give them a piece of my mind. Okay, $1. $2. Get a small shock next time you turn on the lights.
Not a problem.
No, I do that for free.
Sometimes I do.
Yeah. $4. Hit your head next time you get into your car.
Not a problem.
Not
I
a
barely
problem.
use it.
$8. Your head.
Yeah. At the moment in lockdown.
Yeah. $8. Lose your keys.
I do it for free every day.
You're obviously not leaving because you're in lockdown, so you don't need the keys. We don't go outside.
I'll lose them for another 3 weeks or however long we've got left in lockdown.
Exactly. $16. Next time you use headphones in public, they are unplugged / disconnected.
Yeah, that's fine.
Easy.
That's an easy $16.
That happens to me all the time.
Yeah.
I accidentally hit the cord out. It's very annoying. $32. When you turn the page in a book, the bottom rips.
Yeah, that's fine.
Is this like a constant or just it happens once?
Oh, that's a good question. Yeah, that would be annoying to always happen.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of these, if I'm getting shocked every time I turn on a light, I'm not taking the $2.
Yeah. Well, that one says get a small shock next time you turn on the light. So I feel like that one is specifically worded to only be once.
Yeah.
But some of that when you turn the page in a book, the bottom rips, to me that reads more so as like every book.
time. For $32, I probably wouldn't. But if it's just once, yeah, absolutely. I think that all of these are just once.
I think I'd still do it. It would be annoying. It would be so annoying.
You'd never be able to rent anything from the library, would you?
Yeah, exactly.
Which is actually something, when they're open, that I have started doing more frequently, which I'd have to give up.
Yeah.
There are ebooks.
Oh, ebooks. We found the loophole. It's fine.
I'll take that $32.
$64. You stub your toe.
Yep, no problem.
Yeah, that's fine. $128. Someone rear ends you, but there is no damage to either vehicle. Yeah.
Yeah.
No damage to either vehicle. It's bumper cars, mate.
But didn't say there's no damage to you. So what if there's some kind of there's a magic curse on the car that's fine, but you break your neck, slam your head into the dash.
I didn't read the fine print.
Yeah.
But otherwise, sure. $254. The show... sorry. It should be 256 anyway. The show you are watching is taken down.
So for
Let's
instance,
say cancelled, I guess.
For instance, yeah, or at the moment, Stacey and I are watching the TV show Preacher, which it's on a particular kind of service, so maybe that just disappears from all of the services.
And you can't watch it.
But the thing is, again. It's finished. There's 4 seasons and it's done. It's already finished. So it being cancelled isn't really an option. But if someone said, I'll pay you $250 to not finish it, I wouldn't finish it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I don't even think I'm watching a show. Oh, you know what I'm watching? I'm watching the Critical Role, which was D&D players.
Yep. So if you couldn't ever watch that again for $250, would you?
Do you know? I'd be pretty close to.
Really? Because you do quite enjoy that show. I feel like it's on pretty constantly.
I really enjoy that show.
I think you've got $250 worth of value from that show.
Here's what I would do, Campo, is I know there are more diehard fans out there. So I would threaten them with far more money than $254. Where if they were to, I could say, hey, I could end the show right now by taking this $254, or you give me $1,000.
Yeah.
I'm making money. Sure, I'll take that deal. $1,000, your phone breaks.
It depends. Like, does it break in a way that you could get it repaired, or do you need to buy a new phone?
I think you'd have to buy a new phone.
Because at the moment, like, we've both got semi-flagship smartphones.
Yeah,
and they're now creeping up to about $1,000 to get a new phone. Like,
that's the thing.
Maybe not. So you're not up much money. This is really you're up like maybe $200. I don't even know how much in. What's the latest iPhone? That must be over 1,000 by now, right? What are they up to? 11?
Probably. I think sometimes you can get them under 1,000, but they like have less like gig or something on them. The slightly worse ones. But yeah, like I've got the Pixel 2.
Oh my god, the iPhone 11 Pro is $1,500.
Whoa, that's insane. Oh my god.
No, I wouldn't do this. I think this is the point where I'm losing money.
That's annoying.
What about my? I think I've got a 10. What's that worth? See, even the 10 is just over 1,000. So I wouldn't be gaining any money.
Yeah. Because we've got I've got a Pixel 4. I think whatever I think most recent Pixel is. So that's like probably. It's not like an upgrade, if I'm getting it. Like because it'd be good if you had an old phone and it breaks and you're like, oh, even though I might be out $300 in the end, I'm getting a new phone
for free. I'm actually still getting money. Yeah. Your phone is about $1,200. So again, you'd be down money.
Yeah.
All right. Now, Nelson, people know that we have fancy phones and we've lost touch with the common man.
Oh, no. It's all this podcasting, buddy. Okay, we've jumped up a lot. $1 million. Your current building you live in burns down while you are not home. I'm about to move out. I'm totally fine with this.
Yeah.
I would kill a lot of people.
I don't own this place.
Yeah.
I still get the $1 million. And as we discussed, I could just about buy something like this for that money.
Yeah.
I'd do that one.
Look, I'm not going to point it out, but you didn't really say that you'd warned Stacey, so that's a bit concerning.
But I'm not home.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah. $10 million. You have to do 2 podcast episodes.
No. Maybe.
Oh my god, it almost makes me angry to think about. $30 million. Become paralyzed from the waist down.
Here's the thing, Nelson. Does that mean that sexual intercourse is... Are you not getting any feeling anymore?
I think so. I think that's it. You can't do it. I don't think I'd do that. I don't think I'd want to be paralyzed from the waist down. $50 million. Retake elementary school as an adult.
Yep.
I would definitely do that for $50 million. Holy crap.
I've seen Billy Madison. It looks like a riot.
Yeah, exactly. It's a lot of hijinks and stuff. It's great.
Beating up kids with dodgeballs and falling in love with one of the teachers.
Making kids feel cool about themselves, It's a nice, heartfelt story. $70 million. Your left or non-dominant arm is charred and burnt in an accident to the point of amputation. Well, okay. Yeah.
Here's the thing. I feel like this is less... Like, I think that this is a more favorable option than the paralyzed from the waist down.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
$70 million, you could do a lot. Is that enough to get a really good replacement arm?
I think it would be, but it must be right. An arm.
Maybe with our free healthcare, Nelson, we could afford it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. The last one is $10 billion. Do all of this twice. I can only lose one left arm, Cambo, so sign me up.
I don't know. $10 billion does sound good, but 2 podcasts a week.
Yeah. Can't do it. What if we released 2 episodes, but it was just the one recording that we cut in half?
Yeah, that's great. Just release every episode twice.
Yeah. And obviously, we'd pay somebody to edit the two halves of the episode.
Here's the thing, Nelson. Loophole. Okay. Oh, no, because he says you have to do 2 podcast episodes, not release.
Yeah.
Okay, so the podcast now becomes 5 minutes long.
Yeah.
We record like once a month about this length. Send it to somebody who cuts it up into 5-minute increments and releases 2 a week.
Brilliant.
I'd do it. I've changed my mind.
Okay, done. That'd be especially great for this episode because we've got a really long time, and the bite-sized episodes would probably be more.
We've got 3 to 4 months.
Palatable. Yeah, exactly. Anyway, so they said, thank you, gentlemen. P.S. My computer is too old to run Discord, so sorry about your luck, Michael.
That's fine.
Well, it's you're missing out on a lot of fun when we're ragging on Canberra.
I feel like people have really let up on me on there. If they were true fans, they'd get back into it.
Exactly. But anyway, that's it for another episode. So thank you, Peter and CN.
Yeah, for a second I was like, who is CN? No, I remember.
Cool nickname, man.
Yeah.
If you want to write into us, you could do so. Reddit podcast, READIT podcast at gmail.com. You can also reach us at Facebook, Twitter, and our subreddit. They're all READIT podcast. We'd also appreciate it if you rate and subscribe to the show on whatever podcasting platform you're listening on.
I do want to hear from our buddy CN whether or not he regrets now adding that to the bottom of his email. Or, conversely, maybe some people show CN a little bit of love on our subreddit.
Yeah, that's right. But not on Discord. He doesn't have. Oh, no, he does have it. It's the other person. Never mind. I'm okay. But that's it for the show. So thanks for listening, and we will read you later.